On this episode of Cape Media News, Barnstable names a new chief of police, radio royalty makes a stop in Chatham, and we continue to explore the issue of plastic pollution. These stories and more, this is Cape Media News. This is Cape Media News, your local authentic newscast for Cape Cod. I'm Sarah Colvin. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are glad to have you with us. This morning, the town of Barnstable held a swearing-in ceremony for new chief Matthew Sonnabend. Cape Media News was there. There's a new chief in town. Matthew Sonnabend was sworn in this morning as chief of the Barnstable Police Department.
This is an important day when you take your oath of office and you swear your allegiance to the town and to the townspeople, and it's just a great day for all of us.
I, Matthew Sonnabend, hereby accept the position of police chief of the town of Barnstable. Thank you.
The new chief says he'll help the department focus on important issues.
The opiate epidemic, and obviously school safety is a hot button topic since Parkland, and just generally keeping up with staffing and stuff like that, the day-to-day and supporting the men and women that work here and giving them the working environment and the tools they need to go out and do their jobs. Because all those issues, quite frankly, are going to be addressed by them. I'm just here to facilitate them and get them the things they need to do their jobs and serve the community.
And he'll work to ensure the squad has the training they need.
Training is always a priority. When you're going to put people out in your community in a position of having to save lives and respond to emergencies, you want those people to be trained as efficiently as possible and to be the best product that they're going to put out there. And it gives them the confidence to do their jobs, that they know that they have the best tools, the best equipment, and the best knowledge to go out there and perform what they need to do on a daily basis.
And of course, community relations are top of mind.
Talk to people, interact, communicate. The police department isn't an island off in a river somewhere. We're a part of the community. And when I was in the military police, the big quote was, "Of the troops and for the troops." And that really applies here to the police department in any community. You're not apart from the community, you're part of it. And that being said, the police department may not have the solutions to everything, but we're always willing to listen. And there's other people and other resources in the community that can certainly come up with answers as quickly as we can. And maybe facilitating some of that and putting people in the right direction and pointing them where they need to go to get those answers, and that help is also part of the job.
Sonnabend has more than 2 decades of law enforcement experience, including the U.S. Army Military Police and Falmouth and Barnstable Police Departments. He succeeds former Chief of Police Paul McDonald, who retired in May. For Cape Media News, I'm Sarah Colvin. Welcome to Chief Sonnabend, and we look forward to working with you in the future. In other police news, the Massachusetts State Police and Cape Cod Task Force made arrests in connection with an investigation into the distribution of heroin and cocaine in Yarmouth. A search warrant was executed at about 4 o'clock in the morning this Friday morning at 40 Saltmarsh Lane in West Yarmouth. Officers seized nearly 70 grams of heroin, 73 grams of cocaine, and more than $3,000 in cash. 43-year-old Rodney Ferguson and 32-year-old Barbara Collins were arrested. They were charged with trafficking in cocaine and heroin. Coming up next, a ceremony to honor the Mercy Otis Warren Cape Cod Woman of the Year.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
We're back with more Cape Media News, and we are so fortunate here on Cape Cod to be surrounded by inspirational, successful, powerful women, many of whom have been recipients of the Mercy Otis Warren Cape Cod Woman of the Year Award. The 2018 honor was given out this week at Tales of Cape Cod in Barnstable Village. Patriotism, activism, community involvement, just some of the qualities of the Mercy Otis Warren Cape Cod Woman of the Year. This year's award was presented this week to Nancy Shoemaker of West Barnstable, a local printmaker, writer, and historian.
It's wonderful, particularly with Mercy Otis Warren in front of it, because I've been a historian for a couple of decades and was a printer's daughter, so I grew up with helping to produce history books and interesting books about Cape Cod. So I have always admired her, and to be mentioned in the same sentence or in the same room with her is mind-blowing and definitely humbling.
2017 Woman of the Year Dolores DeLuz presented Shoemaker with the award.
Dolores, this is your last few moments with the award in your hand. You will always be remembered as the 2017 winner. And now it is time to hand over the award to Nancy Vile Shoemaker, the 2018 Mercy Otis Warren Cape Cod Woman of the Year.
The news of this decision is a little overwhelming when you consider all the previous winners who have received this award before me. And it's an honor to be even mentioned in the same sentence with Mercy Otis Warren.
One, this is just a sort of a storied award, right? If you look at the Cape Cod women who've received this award, it's, very much of a who's who of people who, the helpers, right, who really make things done. But Nancy in particular is someone who I got to know along the campaign trail when I was running in 2016. And so I wanted to be here to show some support and also to get a little history. I learned quite a few things I didn't know tonight. I think we need to do everything we can do to raise up and support female leadership and leaders that represent sort of our full community.
Perhaps a future Cape Cod Woman of the Year, Cape Cod Freedom of Expression Essay Award winner Molly Fateau got to read her work to the crowd.
It feels really amazing, and I'm honored that I got that. The inspiration was mainly about things, because I really enjoyed writing from truly who I am, and that I just love. The essay just felt perfect for me because I love my community, I love my education, and my artistic expression, and it felt like it was perfectly fit for me, and I was really happy about it.
I'm sure there were more women who wanted to be Mercy Otis Warren and just couldn't, because they didn't have the father who saw the intelligence or even cared about the intelligence of their daughters to educate them. I thank God that my dad did.
Nancy Shoemaker is the 17th Cape Cod woman to be named the Mercy Otis Warren Cape Cod Woman of the Year. For Cape Media News, I'm Sarah Colvin. And congratulations again to our friend Nancy Shoemaker. More than 100 years ago, some of the first wireless messages were sent across the Atlantic by inventor Guglielmo Marconi. Nearly a century after those messages were sent, wireless communication is a part of our daily lives.
88-year-old Princess Elettra Marconi visited Cape Cod early this month. The daughter of wireless pioneer Guillermo Marconi made a stop at the Chatham Marconi Maritime Center to help dedicate its new exhibit.
It's really very moving for me to be in the museum. I love this place, I love Chatham, and I love this building because I was here when we made the inauguration of the building.
Her father's inventions helped shape today's technologies.
His dream was to communicate, transmit wireless across the Atlantic Ocean. He was 27 when he built the first radio station in Cornwall, and then he went to St. John, Newfoundland to receive the signal. He was calling me, and my mother too, in a radio cabin where he spent hours. He made me listen the voices from the far away, Australia, Japan, India. It was always very exciting.
Marconi hopes to continue her father's legacy. She has written a book and still plans to fill her Italian palace with students who want to study radio and wireless technology.
What I wish that it could be a center of studies for young people. I like to encourage the young ones that have the passion of my father.
For Cape Media News, I'm David Baker.
And of course, you can visit the Marconi Maritime Center in North Chatham. Coming up next, we continue exploring the issue of plastic pollution.
Mrs. and Mrs. Jimmy.
I came from 5 generations of teachers. Losing my job was the bottom falling out of my world.
Plastic pollution is piling up in our oceans. Cape Media News reporter Gabby Rawson is taking a look in depth at the issue. This week, we learn about the impact of plastic pollution on our marine life.
We use it every day. Water bottles, disposable forks and knives, packaging, and more. Plastic waste is everywhere, even in our oceans.
The Cape, like almost every other part of the world, has its share of plastic pollution. The problem with plastic in the marine environment is it's there forever. Doesn't degrade, and we have had now increasing evidence that it's actually making its way into the food chain, not only impacting fish and whales and sea turtles, but even potentially making its way onto our dinner plates because we eat a lot of those same animals.
Researchers think they know where plastic pollution is coming from, and now they're on a mission to educate the public.
There are only about 5 countries in the world that produce most of the plastic pollution, and they're mostly all in Southeast Asia. And it's because they don't have good waste management systems in place. But it is now a universal problem. The United States contributes to it because of the volume of consumption that we do. Even though we manage our waste better, we consume so much more than most countries in the world. Another major source for us in Cape Cod, because we are a fishing community in many ways, is fishing gear. The modern fishing gear is primarily made of plastic. The polypropylene rope is plastic. Lobster traps that used to be made of wood, now they're made of metal with plastic coating that never breaks down. Commercial fishermen don't take any chances, but there are lots of other people, recreational fishermen, putting out 10 pots and forgetting about them or not tending them properly. That stuff breaks away. It ends up as debris in the ocean, never goes away.
The Center for Coastal Studies looks at the impact of plastics on North Atlantic right whales in Cape Cod Bay.
Most winters we have more than half of the entire world's population of right whales congregating in Cape Cod Bay. So it's just a natural topic for us to look at. It also happens to be the most endangered whale in the world. And because of that, we need to take extra precautionary steps to protect it. So in the mouth of this animal, a piece of plastic or a group of netting and buoys have been embedded in its mouth. It dragged that through the ocean for months, maybe a year or more, while it tried to survive. Ultimately, it didn't survive. This whale we know pretty well. We have known it from birth. Its name is Spinnaker. We know its parents, its grandparents. We know some of its siblings. And unfortunately, we were not able ultimately to save it. All the things we've been talking about in terms of plastic pollution in the oceans, they end up often being the cause of death.
Cape Codders can do their part to prevent plastic pollution by taking special care with their fishing equipment and by reducing, reusing, and recycling their plastics. For Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.
And we are pleased to provide continuing coverage on this issue. Stay tuned to Cape Media News for more. Now let's head over to the Cape Cod Mall, where the new 10-Pin Eatery is open and delighting customers young and old.
Dinner, bowling, arcade games, and laser tag all await the newly opened 10-Pin Eatery at the Cape Cod Mall. Ryan Family Amusements partnered with popular Dennis Eatery, Chapin's, to open this new entertainment complex.
We partnered up with the folks from Chapin's. We've been long-term customers of each other's, So we partnered up, and we've been working on this for 2 years. It came together pretty well for both of us. We can do bowling, food, games. They have a nice bar. We have laser tag. So it allows us to do everything so we can have something for everybody in the family.
We opened up a week and a half ago and it's been going really well. We've had live entertainment on a nightly basis, which has brought in a great crowd. Our signature drinks have been selling out and having a great response from our customers. Our signature drinks involve everything from the 10-pin mojito to the pin deck passion to the hibiscus margaritas. We have a wide range of drinks that people are really enjoying.
The mall approached us about expanding our space, and we went from talking about 10,000 square feet to 25,000 square feet to get an opportunity to do something that we could offer, things for the whole family.
VIP room's awesome. It can fit parties from 10 to 50. We've had a few parties already there and the response has been fantastic.
We have more coming. We're turning our current game room into a virtual reality and escape room experience. We think we have a full night of entertainment, and now I think you're going to have to come more than once.
For Cape Media News, I'm Hannah Winter.
Things to not miss this weekend on Cape Cod. The Chatham Airport is hosting its open house that takes place Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon at the airport. In Chatham, planes, trains, and automobiles is the theme, fun for the whole family. The Tour de Barnstable taking place this weekend as well. On Sunday, it's a lovely 38-mile bike ride through all of Barnstable's 7 villages. That benefits the Barnstable Land Trust and Calmer Choice. I'll see you on the road. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Cape Media News, and thank you to our reporter Gabrielle Rawson and interns David Baker and Hannah Winter for help make our show possible. Find us online at capemedia.org. Be sure to check out our new video section. If you have a news tip, you can send it to us at news@capemedia.org. For Cape Media News, I'm Sarah Colvin.